Hey everybody, Doc Parsley here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about bedtime rituals for little kids. I think most people who've had a little kid or been a little kid will actually remember that there's a protracted period of getting kids ready for sleep. And for some reason we think we outgrow that when we become adults, but it's not true. So why do we take a long time getting a kid to go to sleep and not spend a lot of time getting ourselves to sleep? That's one question. But let's first talk about why we do what we do with kids. So when you go to put a little kid to sleep, everyone knows if you have a 2-year-old, you have a toddler, and he's banging railroad tracks and trucks together, you don't just pick the kid up and throw him in bed and turn the light off and walk off and say, it's bedtime. It'll never work. And why? Because there are normal things that go on in our brain when we're getting ready for sleep. If you look or you think about 1,000 years ago when we used the sun as our only cue as to when to be asleep and when to be awake, the light decreased in our eyes. That changes chemistry in our brain. Everything got darker. There wasn't as much to see. The vision wasn't out there. There weren't things to deal with. Because you couldn't see very far, you weren't dealing with anything outside of your sight of scope. Obviously not a whole lot of hunting and going around doing activity at night, so your brain actually slows down. And that also causes chemical changes in your brain, and the chemical changes from the light also lead to your brain sort of slowing down, the neocortex, the outermost part of your brain that we think of as the human brain. So when we have a little kid who's super active, he's playing in lights or she's playing in lights, and they have toys or they have maybe a screen coming at them, and there's a lot of stimulation in their brains, that leads to being awake. So what we have to do is we dim the lights down, and then we say, hey, it's time for, to decrease the activity, quit roughhousing, or however you say it, slowly pick up your toys. And then what else do? We take them and we put them in a bath. And why do we put them in a bath? Well, because baths are relaxing and calming, right? Soothing. And it's ideal to do that sort of in a lower light situation. But there's also the fact that baths will decrease their body temperature a degree, maybe 2 degrees, even though it seems like it's a warm bath. The water's usually not as warm as their core temperature, so they're losing some body temperature, and when they get out of the bath, they lose even more. And in fact, Johnson & Johnson has a baby bath time soap. They're, kids and baby bath time soap that has a lavender smell in it, lavender aroma, because lavender has been shown to decrease anxiety and sort of cognitive stimulation and help kids sort of settle down and get ready to go to sleep. And then another thing that we do is we put kids, after we get them out of the bath, we put them in their pajamas, we put powder on them, make them really nice and comfortable. Then we get in bed. Again, this is all calm. We're decreasing activity levels. We start reading them stories. We read them in like a nice, slow, controlled cadence, and we're reading, soothing sort of studies. And the kids become more and more relaxed. Their brains become less active. And then, you put your bed away, or you put the book away. You give them a little cuddling, a little rubbing, whatever. Turn the lights out, and say goodnight. That period usually takes anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get a kid ready for bed, right? So as adults, we need to do exactly the same thing. Right? You don't have to put on onesies and use baby powder and all that, but all of those same steps will help you fall asleep as well. So anything that's relaxing, anything that's calming, decreasing the light, decreasing the amount of stress, what you're thinking about. Don't watch murder shows on television. Don't play loud acid, heavy metal music. Do calming, relaxing things. Decrease the light in your eyes. Give yourself a chance. A cool or shower or bath helps with adults too. Decrease your body temperature a little bit. Get in a warm, comfortable bed. Give yourself some time to get really comfortable and get ready to go to sleep before you turn off the lights and go to sleep. And you'll find that you go to sleep a lot faster, a lot easier, and you'll wake up with a better quality of sleep.